completely reshaped my body after the age of 40, and if I were starting all over again, this is the diet that I would follow. Many women know that perimenopause comes with a lot of hormone fluctuations, which makes it very challenging to lose weight. I almost believe the same thing because I struggled to lose weight. That is until I implemented this diet. The very first thing that I would do is to increase protein intake. This is probably one of the hardest things for women to wrap their mind around. Most women are only eating about 70 grams of protein per day, which is much lower than what we should be eating. We should be eating 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. For a woman who weighs 150 pounds, she should be eating about 120 to 150 grams of protein per day. A nice way to do this is to aim for 30 to 40 grams of protein with each meal and about 10 to 15 grams of protein with your snacks. This means that you are going to be consistently eating protein throughout the day, and it's going to be absorbed much better that way. One of my clients told me after she increased her protein intake that she noticed she has less cravings for snacks and was much fuller throughout the day. Protein is essential for weight loss for the perimenopausal woman. Protein will help with hormone regulation. It also helps prevent muscle loss, which is important because we lose strength and muscle mass as estrogen declines. Additionally, as we age, our bodies do not take up protein as well as it did, which is why the recommended amount of protein increases as we get older. Protein is going to increase the hunger hormones such as GLP-1, which will cause you to get full and satiated with meals. Some great sources of protein include chicken breast, ground turkey, fish, lentils, and yogurt. If you need some suggested meal options, download the free meal prep guide, which will give you step-by-step instructions on how to get protein-rich meals, and it has some recipes for an entire week. If you want to know exactly how to get in enough protein each day, I'm also going to link a video down in the description that goes over that calculation. The next thing I would do is to reduce processed food. Processed foods are full of sugar and chemicals that increase inflammation. And as we lose estrogen, we lose protection from inflammation. So eating processed foods can make that a lot worse. Also, processed foods have ingredients and chemicals that are addictive. They lead to addictive behaviors. When you eat processed foods, you want to eat more of that kind of food due to the way that it's processed. You also don't get full and stay full for very long when you eat processed foods. Why do you think that popular chip commercial says, once you pop, you can't stop? The food is designed to do this. You should be eating clean 80% of the time, and the other 20% of the time it can be not healthy foods. This gives you a good balance. So maybe you'll have a cheat meal once or twice a week, but please do not have an entire day of cheat meals. Having an entire day can set you on a path to eating the wrong foods regularly. Research shows that people who regularly consume highly processed foods, they don't get enough fiber and they have poor gut health. When you have poor gut health, you are prone to inflammation and other chronic health conditions. You should be aiming for 3 to 5 servings of vegetables and fruits per day. Fruits and vegetables have fiber in them and they will help decrease glucose spikes, which in turn will decrease the amount of insulin that is released. This is especially important because women in perimenopause and postmenopause are more insulin resistant. There are estrogen receptors everywhere in the body. Estrogen has a protective effect on our metabolic pathways and helps with insulin sensitivity. When we lose estrogen, we lose that protection and we become more insulin resistant. Insulin resistance leads to inflammation and a cascade of other metabolic issues such as obesity, fatty liver disease, and type 2 diabetes. This is one of the reasons we want to increase healthy sources of carbs, such as vegetables and fruits, to get that fiber and to get the antioxidants that will help fight inflammation. If you are concerned about the impact fruit will have on your blood sugar, you can eat the fruit with protein-rich sources such as yogurt, cottage cheese, or nuts to blunt the impact of the blood sugar. And you could try to go for a walk after your meals. That will help your body to use that circulating sugar. Try to get your vegetables or fruits on every plate, even on your breakfast plate. So on my breakfast plate, I try to get some vegetables on it. This can be accomplished with an omelet or frittata. There's a frittata recipe in a free meal prep guide that's linked below in the description. Cruciferous vegetables are particularly good for the menopausal woman. Cruciferous vegetables include broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kale. These are the kind of vegetables that are good for your hormones because when they're digested and broken down in the GI tract, they create a compound that stimulates production of estrogen and promotes healthy levels of testosterone, which we need for strength. I know there are a lot of people out there who swear by a keto diet. And if that's working for you, then by all means, keep doing what you're doing. What I hear from many women that I work with who's tried keto in the past, myself included, is that keto is extremely restrictive and many people cannot adhere to it for long term. Now, when I refer to keto, I am referring to the traditional high fat, low carb, limited vegetable style of keto diet. When we limit ourselves to a variety of vegetables and fruits, you are limiting the amount of healthy nutrients you will consume. You want a diet that is rich in fiber. Aim for 30 to 35 grams of fiber a day. And again, like this can be accomplished with plenty of vegetables, fruits, complex carbs, and whole grains. Cruciferous vegetables, as mentioned previously, they have a lot of fiber. Some fruits that are rich in fiber are berries, apples, avocado. Berries not only are full of fiber, they're also the lowest in sugar and they contain antioxidants, which protects your cells and reduces inflammation. Complex carbs that are good sources of fiber include sweet potato, butternut squash, oats, quinoa, etc. The other thing that we really want to include in our diet is we want to eat foods that have healthy fats. These foods include avocado, avocado oil, nuts, salmon, olive oil. Fats are useful for hormone production and hormone regulation. Additionally, we need fat to absorb certain vitamins such as vitamins A, D, E, and K. This can be accomplished by eating fatty fish such as salmon, steelhead trout, or by cooking your food in the oils as mentioned. If you want to see what this diet looks like along with some recipes, download the free meal prep guide, which is linked in the description. This will give you step-by-step instructions on meal planning and ways to incorporate these foods into your life. And you'll also get recipes for an entire week. So as always, I pray for your health and wellness journey. Be blessed.